While the Megyn Kelly Show hasn't reached the same level of success as the Joe Rogan Experience, the former Fox News reporter definitely has a memorable podcast. She doesn't hold back on her podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, and often shares her true thoughts on various celebrities. Megyn Kelly slammed these celebrities on her podcast, but is she actually feuding with them? So let's break down the celebrities she particularly can't stand. Megyn Kelly feuded with Donald Trump. Perhaps Megyn Kelly's most famous feud was with former President Donald Trump, ignited by a question she posed during a 2015 Republican presidential debate. Kelly confronted Trump with, "You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals." Trump took issue with this, responding by tweeting insults at Kelly, including, "Wow, a Megyn Kelly really bombed tonight." He didn't stop there, later disparaging her on CNN by saying, "There was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever." While Kelly was likely offended by his comments, she later told ABC News it went beyond just the words he used. She explained, "He was so very focused on me that I became the story. You never want to be the story when you're a news person." On the Ellen DeGeneres show, she revealed that Trump's attacks made her reconsider working in a toxic environment at Fox News. "Donald Trump has a way of clarifying one's life choices," she said. Kelly doesn't seem to regret her feud with Trump, despite potential damage to her career and feeling some fans' betrayal. However, she isn't okay with what he did either. In a 2020 interview with the Daily Caller, she admitted, "I'm not going to say it wasn't affecting me while he was doing it, because it was not pleasant, and it did have real consequences in my life." Megyn Kelly believes Kim Kardashian is evil. Megyn Kelly has made it abundantly clear that she is not a fan of the Kardashians, even suggesting that they are harmful to society. In October 2022, on her podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, she criticized the family, stating, "The unrivaled vanity, like the self-promotional, out-of-control focus on oneself. They're hugely responsible for that in our society." Kelly's disdain for the Kardashians isn't new. Back in 2017, she interviewed the family on Today and asked if they were a force for good or evil due to the unrealistic beauty standards they promote. While Kim Kardashian defended their positive impact, Kelly has since strongly disagreed. Reflecting on the interview, Kelly said, "The more I've watched them over the years, the more I think that it's evil." She added, "That's what I object to, is their disgusting vanity." Kelly's criticism is particularly pointed towards Kim Kardashian. When Kim was booed by fans at a LA Rams game, Kelly didn't hold back. On another episode of her podcast, she remarked, "I do not feel empathetic toward Kim Kardashian." She continued, "Every time I open my paper, there she is again. What are we celebrating? Her enormous fake A? Her extreme plastic surgery?" Kelly also accused Kim of orchestrating her publicity stunts, including the infamous sex tape, by calling the paparazzi herself and later photoshopping the photos while denying it. She even went as far as to say that Kim exploits her own children but plays the victim. These harsh words from Kelly highlight her belief that the Kardashians, and Kim in particular, perpetuate a harmful culture of vanity and superficiality. Kelly's stance is a stark contrast to the widespread popularity and influence the Kardashian family holds in modern media. Megyn Kelly criticized Naomi Osaka. Megyn Kelly didn't agree with tennis star Naomi Osaka's decision to skip press conferences during the 2021 French Open to protect her mental health. Kelly was even more incensed when Osaka appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated, seeing it as hypocritical. She took to Twitter to express her displeasure, retweeting sports analyst Clay Travis, who noted, "Since saying she's too introverted to talk to the media after tennis matches, Naomi Osaka has launched a reality show, a Barbie, and now is on the cover of the SI swimsuit issue." Kelly added her own comment, "Let's not forget the cover of an interview in Vogue Japan and Time Mag." Osaka, aware of Kelly's criticism, responded in a now-deleted tweet that questioned Kelly's journalistic integrity. Osaka pointed out that she had shot those magazine covers a year earlier. She added, "Your first reaction is to hop on here and spew negativity, do better, Megyn," before blocking Kelly. Kelly didn't take Osaka's retort lightly. She fired back on Twitter, "Poor Naomi Osaka blocked me while taking a shot at me. Guess she's only tough on the courts." And continued, "Truth is, she just doesn't like cues she can't control. Admit it." Kelly seemed determined to make her feelings known, clearly frustrated by what she saw as Osaka's inconsistency. She called out Jane Fonda. Megyn Kelly and Jane Fonda's feud began in 2017 after Fonda appeared on Megyn Kelly Today. During the interview, Kelly asked Fonda about her plastic surgery, catching Fonda off guard. Fonda responded, "We really want to talk about that now?" and quickly redirected the conversation to the movie she was promoting. When later asked about the interaction by Variety, Fonda criticized Kelly, saying, "It was so inappropriate. It showed that she's not that good an interviewer." Fonda continued to throw shade at Kelly in subsequent interviews. During an appearance on Today months later, Fonda made a sarcastic comment about Kelly after a joke about facelifts. Kelly, not one to back down, responded on her show. She remarked, "Most older women look nothing like Fonda," and added, "If Fonda really wants to have an honest discussion about older women's cultural face, then her plastic surgery is tough to ignore." Kelly stood by her original question and stated she wasn't interested in a lesson on appropriateness from Fonda. Kelly didn't stop there. She delved into Fonda's controversial past, specifically her actions during the Vietnam War, which earned Fonda the nickname Hanoi Jane. Kelly said, "This is a woman whose name is synonymous with outrage," and highlighted Fonda's critical stance toward the U.S. military. Kelly concluded, "She still says she's not proud of America, so the moral indignation is a little much." The feud between Kelly and Fonda clearly ran deep, with both women taking sharp jabs at each other in the media. She thinks Colin Kaepernick is racist. Megyn Kelly has frequently clashed with former NFL player Colin Kaepernick, largely due to their vastly differing views on social and political issues. In 2020, Kelly was outraged by a tweet from Kaepernick in which he stated, "There is nothing new about American terrorist attacks against black and brown people for the expansion of American imperialism." Kelly responded angrily, tweeting, "Because everything is racist. Everything. Even fighting back against terrorists who kill Americans. Nike, feeling proud?" While Kaepernick and Nike did not respond to Kelly's comments, filmmaker Ava DuVernay stepped in to defend Kaepernick, criticizing Kelly in her own tweet. This only fueled Kelly's determination to continue her attacks. She replied to DuVernay, "No, I will not be shamed over calling out Bolsheviks' claims of racism." Kelly's criticism of Kaepernick extended beyond social media. In 2021, she was appalled by Kaepernick's comparison of the NFL draft to slavery in his Netflix series Colin in Black and White. On her podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, Kelly lambasted Kaepernick, saying, "He's insane. He really is a racist guy and he hates our country." She argued that his show made it clear he was racist and questioned how such a comparison was allowed on Netflix. To compare that willing and usually come-true moment for an NFL football player to slavery? How does this wind up on Netflix? She said. Megyn Kelly called Tiffany Cross a moron. Megyn Kelly often doesn't hold back when denouncing people who annoy her, even when a situation doesn't directly involve her. This was evident when she criticized MSNBC host Tiffany Cross after Cross mistakenly suggested on her show that Samoan Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is black. Cross made this comment while criticizing the NFL following Tagovailoa's injury during a September 2022 football game, stating, "To see all these black men crashing into each other with a bunch of white owners, white coaches, and the complete disregard for black bodies and black life. It just represents a larger issue," according to Mediaite. Kelly was infuriated by Cross's comments and took to her own podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, to call Cross a moron for inaccurately identifying Tagovailoa's race. Kelly said, You dumb kaje, Tiffany Cross. She's the most racist person on television. She further criticized Cross by adding, his coach is mixed race. I guess in Tiffany's world, that's white. This person sees everything through an it's racist prism. Cross, who clearly doesn't like Kelly either, wasn't afraid to fire back. On her show, she referred to Kelly as the blackface expert. Cross further stated, honestly, guys, the Jesus and Santa, our white lady, is not going to claw her way back to social relevance on my show. This remark referred to Kelly's controversial past comments about the race of historical and fictional figures. Megyn Kelly complained about Bill O'Reilly. It seems Megyn Kelly detested her former co-worker Bill O'Reilly enough to complain about him while they worked at Fox News. Kelly later shared her grievance after O'Reilly claimed a report by the New York Times about his sexual harassment lawsuit was false. He asserted that no woman had ever complained about him to Human Resources, which an outraged Kelly later negated on Today, saying, I know because I complained. Kelly went on to reveal that she had complained to Fox News co-presidents in November 2016. It was the same day her book, Settle for More, was released, which detailed her own experiences of sexual harassment from the network's former CEO Roger Ailes. Kelly explained on Today that O'Reilly had appeared on CBS News that day and was agitated when asked about her book because he felt it made the network look bad. That apparently angered Kelly enough to email a complaint, writing, perhaps he didn't realize the kind of message his criticism sent to young women across this country about how men continue to view the issue of speaking out about sexual harassment. She even called him out on his own history of harassment of women. Kelly wasn't done there, considering that she lambasted O'Reilly again on Late Night with Seth Meyers. She questioned his character, saying, ask yourself who keeps thank you notes from 9 years earlier and puts them in a file just in case he needs them. Despite their past as colleagues, Kelly made it clear she was done with him. The feud between Kelly and O'Reilly highlights the broader issue of workplace harassment and the importance of speaking out. Kelly's actions, both in her book and public statements, emphasize her commitment to addressing and challenging the culture of harassment that had plagued their workplace. She shaded Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. Megyn Kelly's apparent dislike for Jennifer Lopez and Shakira was evident when she criticized them on her podcast, The Megyn Kelly Show, over 2 years after their Super Bowl halftime performance in 2020. In October 2022, Kelly revisited the performance, revealing that she held quite a grudge. She didn't just take issue with their show, she criticized the women personally, saying, I object to J-Lo and Shakira showing their vag at the Super Bowl. I don't want that. Kelly wasn't alone in her disapproval. The New York Post reported that the concert received some backlash, with one person tweeting, not appropriate for kids at a Super Bowl halftime show. Just J-Lo's outfits in general. Kelly's problem with Lopez and Shakira seemed more personal. She elaborated, I don't really object to just women embracing their bodies or showing off their bodies like the pictures. This seemed contradictory, considering she went on to praise former supermodel Paulina Poriskova for her naked photos on social media, gushing, she showed her bottom, and she looks amazing. Megyn Kelly criticized Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron took on the role of Megyn Kelly in Bombshell, a film that delves into the 2016 Roger Ailes controversy alongside Margot Robbie, who portrayed Kayla Pospisil, and Nicole Kidman, who played Gretchen Carlson. In May 2023, during an interview with Sarah Gonzalez discussing drag performances, Megyn Kelly brought up Charlize Theron's involvement in a telethon titled Drag Isn't Dangerous. According to the Daily Mail, Theron expressed support for drag queens, stating, we love you queens, we're in your corner and we've got you, and I will anybody up who's trying to with anything with you guys. Kelly, in response, humorously quipped, why doesn't Charlize Theron come and fucks me up? Kelly expressed her disagreement with Theron's stance, particularly noting that these performances are often witnessed by young children. Although Theron did not respond directly to Kelly's comment, she acknowledged that Kelly was kind about her performance in Bombshell. Megyn Kelly talked about Drew Barrymore's interview with Dylan Mulvaney. In May 2023, Dylan Mulvaney, a TikTok star, made an appearance on The Drew Barrymore Show, where Drew Barrymore kneeled in front of him during the interview. This moment caught the attention of Megyn Kelly, who discussed it in a podcast episode. Kelly pondered, "Maybe I should do the next presidential debate from the floor. Perhaps I should have been sitting on the floor when I asked Trump or any of these other guys tough questions. How weak is she? Where are the strong women? What is it?" Kelly expressed strong opinions on the matter, questioning the display of vulnerability. However, there doesn't seem to have been any reaction from Barrymore herself. Despite Kelly's remarks, there was no apparent altercation or disagreement between the two stars. Megyn Kelly reacted to Peter Dinklage's Snow White comments. In 2022, actor Peter Dinklage discussed the live adaptation of Snow White during an interview on the WTF podcast with Marc Maron. He expressed discomfort with the use of the term the Seven Dwarfs, finding it insulting. Dinklage remarked, "Literally no offense to anything, but I was sort of taken aback. They were very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me." Disney's plan to utilize CGI for characters referred to as magical creatures was criticized by Megyn Kelly on The Megyn Kelly Show. She disagreed with Dinklage's stance and accused him of depriving actors of opportunities. Kelly remarked, "So great job, Peter! You made all your money!" and suggested that his actions made it difficult for other actors who just want to work as paid actors like you did. Megyn Kelly doesn't approve of Leonardo DiCaprio dating younger women. When news broke out about Leonardo DiCaprio's rumored relationship with model Eden Polari, Megyn Kelly discussed it on her podcast. Kelly raised concerns about the significant age gap between the two, with Polari being 19 and DiCaprio being 48 years old. This incident marks another occasion where the podcast host expressed discomfort with a celebrity's actions, although it didn't escalate into a major feud. Kelly remarked, "He is now dating a teenager, literally a teenager," highlighting the age disparity. She added, "She could literally be his daughter." DiCaprio has faced criticism in the past for his relationships with much younger women, but he has not publicly responded to such comments. Megyn Kelly's feud with Meghan Markle. Megyn Kelly has frequently discussed Meghan Markle in various episodes of The Megyn Kelly Show. In November 2022, Kelly expressed her opinion that Markle doesn't need to continually refer to Prince Harry as "my husband." Kelly elaborated, stating, "There seems to be no limit on their appetite for criticizing the royals, to whom they owe all of their fame and a significant portion of their wealth." In May 2023, Kelly remarked on Markle's absence from King Charles III's coronation. She stated, "I'm glad she's Markle not going. Who wants to sit and watch her pretend like she's in any way supportive of the royal family? She clearly dislikes them, despite the fact that they propelled her to stardom." Kelly's tone suggests her displeasure when discussing Markle. However, it appears that Markle has not responded to the comments made by the podcast host. Megyn Kelly calls for boycott of Taylor Swift. Outspoken podcaster Megyn Kelly called for a boycott of Taylor Swift after the pop superstar attended a fundraiser that provided humanitarian relief to the people of Gaza. Swift, named Time's Person of the Year after her Eras tour became the first tour to cross the billion-dollar mark, lent her star power to stand-up comedian Rami Youssef's More Feelings tour, which made a pit stop at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. Money from the event went to benefit the non-governmental organization American Near East Refugee Aid, ANERA, the Queens-born Youssef said in an Instagram post. On Tuesday's episode of The Megyn Kelly Show, Kelly fumed that Swift owes Israelis and Jewish Americans an apology for attending the event. Kelly added she wants Swift to be held to account for this absurdity, but podcast guest Andrew Klavan said he doubts the singer will face any backlash because she is too powerful. She's a likable pop star, and I guess all I can say about that is I don't turn to my pop stars for political wisdom. I wish they would shut up and sing, Klavan added of Swift, whose highly publicized romance with Kansas City Chiefs star Travis Kelce has expanded her fan base. Kelly insisted that Swift's attendance at the comedy show was no laughing matter, since Anera has been described as highly political, presenting a highly biased view of the Israel-Palestine war, ignoring any Palestinian responsibility for hardship and contributing to the demonization of Israel. Anera's website, however, stresses it does not work with or even coordinate with Hamas because the latter is designated by the U.S. government as a terrorist group. That is the group Taylor Swift thought it might be fun to raise money for. Attend the fundraiser for, Kelly raged. Do some Googling. See what they do in Gaza to gays. See about women's rights in Gaza, Taylor. Otherwise, do this when it comes to talking about this issue again, said Kelly while motioning in a way that suggested Swift should shut up. You clearly know nothing, Kelly said of Swift, who celebrated her 34th birthday. The singer's loyal legion of Swifties immediately came to her defense, claiming Swift just went to a comedy show. Taylor going to see a comedy show is not her actively supporting Gaza. This is Rami actively supporting Gaza, another shared on X. What is this? Unless Swift is donating, the credit should only be granted to Youssef, who is the person actually donating to people in Gaza, a third fan chimed in. Other X-users pointed out that fellow A-listers who attended the comedy show, including Selena Gomez, Anya Taylor-Joy, Zoe Kravitz, and Cara Delevingne, weren't facing the same heat for it. Whether you agree or disagree with Kelly's perspective, it's clear that she isn't afraid to voice her opinions, even when they're controversial. What are your thoughts on this issue? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content about Megyn Kelly's outspoken views. Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Bye-bye.